Hey everybody, Dina Kennedy here, and this is the video Q&A for Wednesday, November 25th. Thanks for joining us. We are outside at my home in the Adirondack Mountains of New York, and yes, that's snow behind us. And back over my shoulder, you'll see my dog. I don't want to say her name because then she'll come over. She's wearing her orange vest because it's hunting season and she's not actually a bear. Anyway, thank you for joining me here today. I got some really great questions, so let's go ahead and get started. The first question that came says, I'm very happy to see the snow because I enjoy this time of year, except some days it's harder to handle the cold. Is there any chakra work to do for the body to acclimate it a little more to the colder weather? What a great question, right? So I thought about that a little bit, and the first thing that comes to me is around the issue of stress. When we are stressed in our life, we will hold our energy very tight to the body. And when it's cold out, that causes stress as well, and so again we hold the energy tight to the body. And what I mean by that is we pull the energy into our core and out of our arms and out of our legs and even out of our head and neck into the main part of our body to stay warm when it's cold. And when we're stressed, we do that even more. So I had a couple of thoughts come to mind about how to flip this for you on a cold day. One is, since the energy is being pulled out of the extremities, you want to take a couple of minutes to get the energy moving back into the extremities. One way to do that for the arms, very simply, start at the shoulder and just sort of brush that energy down and around your arm and around your wrist and around your hands and out. And then the other arm, you start at the shoulder, brush down, around, all the way around the arm, the forearm, the wrist, and the hand. And you're pushing the energy back from the core and out through the hands, and that is going to open the energy in your body, creating more heat, more energy in the body, more flow, and it's going to move the energy into the arms and the hands. And then, of course, you should probably put your gloves back on if it's cold and snowy like it is here. For the feet, just stand on one foot and just shake it out from the hip, shake that leg out from the hip, and make sure you shake through the ankle and the foot, and really loosening the hips and the low back. So again, let energy move out of the center core, which is holding tight when it's cold or when you're stressed or both, and ask the energy to start moving back into your legs. That is going to make a much rounder energy field, and you will warm up a lot from that. And the other things I'm hearing are make sure you have on your gloves and your feet are warm and your hat and your back. The back is really important to keep you warm. Also, as we always hear, you really want to stay hydrated even when it's cold out. And then we also have the issue of rest. When it's cold, you need sometimes some extra rest to really get your energy revving up in your body. So I hope that's helpful. That was an awesome question. I'll be thinking about it a little more. If I have anything else to say about that, I'll bring that in for next Wednesday. So thanks. The second question that came was, can I learn Reiki online? When I was first attuned to Reiki, I'm now in my 18th year, I was told in no uncertain terms that you cannot do a Reiki attunement unless the person is right there in front of you, that it would not work through the ethers or through distance or through the internet. And so I've sort of went with that all these years, and most Reiki teachers say the same thing. However, over this past summer, I got a message from the angels that said, Dina Kennedy, you can do attunements by Skype. And I thought, wow, really? And it was pretty crystal clear that I would be able to do them. So I actually asked for a couple of volunteers from my Reiki student community, and we tried attunements via Skype. They were very powerful. I can do it. It works. So in answer to your question, yes, I hope to be rolling out an online training for Reiki Level 1 the first quarter of next year, and it will include Skype attunements, individual Skype attunements. It'll be a group class, but then I will meet with each person one-on-one via Skype to do the attunement, because I can tell you I am moving some big energies over Skype, and the attunement is an energy exchange. So for that part of a Reiki training, I am clearing your energy, and then I'm attuning you and reinfusing you with the energy of Reiki. You're going to love it. So stay tuned for that one. Again, I'm hoping to roll that out the first quarter of next year. You're going to love it. Reiki changes everything. It's awesome. Thanks for the question. Our third question that came in was, what do I do when I haven't done Reiki in a dog's age? And how do I start up again with the end goal being working with others? Okay, good question. Very good question. It's not going to be as hard as you think. So I would suggest a couple of ways to get started. One is think small. If you did 5 breaths on each of the 8 major hand positions, you'd be off to a great start. So just for 5 breaths, 8 positions. I would also suggest that you tie your new Reiki practice to an existing habit you have, because I learned this year that the best way to get a new habit embedded into your being is to attach it to a habit you already have. So for example, if you like to say an affirmation or a mantra 50 times a day, you just simply hang that up on your bathroom mirror, and as you're brushing your teeth, you're saying your mantra in the head. That's a great way to do that one. So for Reiki, to get it restarted, I would say maybe put your timer on top of your coffee pot, your kitchen timer, and then when you make your coffee in the morning, pour that first cup, set your timer for 15 minutes, go to your Reiki chair, sit down, have a couple sips of coffee, and then spend the other 12 minutes doing 5 breaths through 8 positions on your body to get back into the habit of it. I would also add that intention will be really important here and can be really supportive. So energy follows intention. And if you are intending to be able to work on other people with your Reiki, a great thing to do would be to get ready, get in your Reiki position, prepare to do your self-healing work, and say to the Reiki energy, please help me prepare to be a Reiki practitioner. And then let that go and know it will be heard, and just go ahead and do your healing session. And I would just ask that each time and really start to infuse that intention of yours with the clean, clear life force energy that's Reiki. Great question. Thank you. Oh, and one other thing I almost forgot. I will be doing a Reiki refresher for level 1 and a Reiki refresher for level 2 as a webinar. Also, hopefully in the first quarter of next year. I've done them live in person, and they're going to be awesome as a webinar. And what's nice about that is you'll be able to register, and then you'll be able to do it at your own pace if you aren't able to make the calls live. So stay tuned for that, because that's going to rock, and that'll help too. Great question. Thank you. We have one more question today, and this one's a little further out of the box. It came in and I just went, wow, what an awesome question. Okay, so as you can see, I like Q&A. This is a lot of fun. Ready? This is a big one. What do you think about our souls living more than one lifetime simultaneously? Wow, right? Whew, that's a pretty wild concept. So I had to think about it. And I think it's probably true. And why do I think that? Well, a couple of things. I've done now close to 8,000 sessions on healing sessions on people, and I've taught hundreds of people Reiki and other modalities. And what I find over and over and over is that there is a spark of energy that is unique to each of us. And I strongly believe that that spark of energy carries through infinity. And that each time we come back into being, that spark lands in us. It brings some characteristics. It brings some common piece of energy into us lifetime after lifetime. I first started to think about this spark probably a few years into working on clients, because sometimes I would get this energy that needed a clearing and a cleaning and a realignment that I knew had nothing to do with this lifetime and nothing to do with that body on the table. It was a stronger spark, and it was an infinite feeling spark that just ran and ran and ran. So at that point, I really started to understand that there's something more that lands in us when we come here. And it's tough to clear and work with that because it is so strong and so infinite. So that's part of my answer. The other part is Einstein had a theory that time is like a river, and you can step out of the river and walk back along the bank. And if you do that, you will see yourself at other points and possibly at other lifetimes, all happening at the same time. This is interesting. Quantum physics goes into this, but just to keep it really simple, well, sort of simple, right now, you walk back along this river, and there you are over and over and over again, including there you are on the riverbank walking back, and there you are up there climbing out of the river. So if that's actually true, you are living all those lifetimes simultaneously. So my answer is, I do think that's true. I do think your souls can be living more than one lifetime simultaneously. What do you think? I'd love to hear your comments on this one. Feel free to make a post about it. You can post that below the video, or you can start a conversation up with us if you'd like over in Dina Kennedy Reiki on Facebook. Excellent question. Wow, that one was really fun. So thank you all for your questions for our first video Q&A. I'm Dina Kennedy from DinaKennedy.com. You can find me on Facebook at Dina Kennedy Reiki, and send me your questions for next week. You can send me an email, send me a private message on Facebook, or post them on the Facebook business page, Dina Kennedy Reiki. And I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.